Bluetooth mode.
Namaste! Namaste, Divine Feminine! Come in! Come on! I've got intel! Big cat wave! Divine Feminine! When the repeated mistakes are a pattern, don't focus on the locust, blood, bra, or sistrine, fist bump. Come in, big cat. Recon is afoot. The planetary energies today as we kick our way through these tarot streets, darling dears. Uranus, hey, Uranus is retrograde in Taurus for the next 5 months, blood, so you better get with it. You'll be given plenty of opportunities to face your fears and get rid of what's not working for you. Anything below your spiritual pay grades gots to go, blood. The Leo moon and Jupiter form a trine. The moon is not skullduggerous today. Tell them at the back, darling dear, making up a whole trine. Perfect energy for manifestations, darling dears. Aries is an excellent what? Business person. Jupiter brings luck, yeah? And by commingling these energies, the universe is stirring up a recipe for success, Divine Feminine. Don't be afraid to take chances when it comes to work, because people are likely to respond to your energy because you've got that flow. Big cat, that flow. You are Ibex. I keep telling you that. The Leo moon gives you the confidence, right, to make the splash into the ocean that you truly want to make, darling dear, just by being you. Approach your day with the awareness that you are strong and you are what? Sanctified. Understanding that you are what? Proverbs 31:10. What do you mean? You know how to get your what? Forrest Gump on, darling dear. You know how to what? Strap on your Nikes and fled. You don't flee, you fled.
Purchase your beats at
Yes, baby. The feeble-minded, the dull-eyed simpletons will be what? Dispatched back to the crevice of the devil's balls. Yes, you're saying case. You always mention, but it's where they're gone. It's where they've got to go. It's where they're going to set up a mud hut. Yes, yes, yes. To keep with what? The mouth breathing, darling dear. And the what? Sputnik ways. As they launch the hillbilly investigations on you. As you realize they are locusts, pestilence, blood. Pestilence, and if you allow them to linger too long, making continued mistake after mistake, they've gone past the disrespect, blood. They're no longer taking the piss, they're taking a shit. In your life, I had to headbutt the shit, darling dear. Fist bump. Yes, baby. Allow them with the Shakira hips, darling dear. Allow those ones that don't have a plan except to F you over and stab you all up and down your back chakra. I told you, they're not ramping and they will come through with what pomp and circumstance as a hooded figure and which is double-minded. James 1:18, darling dear. You can't get round a double-minded person. Luke 22:48, because they will tab you and they won't be sorry. They'll be upset that you may have dulled their blade. Yes, 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 yes. All of this and that. But Divine Feminine, there's a certain group of what? Locusts that you must avoid. The gossip mongers. Watch out for those types as you continue to what? Shine, darling dear. That will try and what? Lower your vibration. Those gossiping mongers, darling dear. Always trying to what? Deliberately tear someone else down. And as soon as you get up from the table, guess who's next on the platter, blood? And then they don't even have the what? The niceties to put an apple in your mouth. They're just having you, mate. Mm-hmm. And who else must you avoid as you continue to what? Get your Forrest Gump on, blood. Because you know what? Life's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But once you really bite into it and see what's going on, it's locust, darling, dear. Pestilence. They must go away. And when they finish that, they must go away again. Mm-hmm. The conversation hogs, darling dears. The people who talk about themselves all the effing time. You might say I bucked my toe. They've got a story about that, blood. They didn't give you a chance to shine. You must shut up and listen to them. Now, it's got me on my 31 teeth, and I don't like that. It makes me what? Sweat. I go straight past the perspiration, darling dear, to the sweat once I've got to be sucking my 31 teeth. I keep telling you this, Divine Feminine. You must also avoid, right, the friend, right, who's looking for advice but never takes it, darling dear. Good God. They didn't want a advice, they wanted a free counselor, darling dear. Because they're not paying you, darling dear. They're getting your intel, your energies, your focus, your problem-solving skills, and then they still go back to what? The crevice of the devil's balls. Listen. Hold on, I'm just pinching the top of my nose, because you know when the tension builds, you've just got to close it, yeah? Yes, baby. All of this and that is going on. Hold on a minute. What's going on with my music? Music must come forward. Anyhow, like I was saying, darling dear, you must also be avoiding what? The emotional vampires, darling dear. With their what? Sucker pad ways, darling dear. They wants to be what? A tampon string in your life. I told you, they want you to be their emotional tampon. Well, guess what? You're going to have to pretend, even if you are, or if you're not, pretend you're going through menopause, blood. You don't need no tampons. No! They must take their stringy ways and string off, blood. These emotional vampires will try to what? Elicit endless amounts of pity, right? I what? Pah! I spit on that, mate. I spit on it. Some of them will make you miserable, right? By what? Criticizing you mercilessly. Telling you you're not good about this and that. When they're speaking from the crevice of the devil's balls. The bottom of the pot. The ones that are in their comfort zone. That spend their days and nights watching the television, darling dear. They get their most intel from the news. Listen. Don't pay attention to those people. It will take you to where R. Kelly is. And I told you, we ain't got time for that shiznai. You've also got to what? Take control, darling dear. Because you also have what? The walk-in selfies that you have to avoid. Yes, baby. They're always polished. They look the picture, darling dear. They're smelling like a rose garden. But you have to remember the thorns, darling dear. They're looking polished. They're saying the right things. But their interior is black-hearted and mean. They are soulless. Yes, baby, you better make them goalless, darling dears. As you what? Skip to my loo with your tinky winky. You must also what? Avoid the green-eyed monsters. They, them, and that want to minimize your strengths and your superpowers, darling dears. Yes, baby. They want to what? Talk about your achievements and your goals. Like, oh, you're doing this little thing or that little thing. Well, guess what? That little or this little or that little, darling dear, is going to make you the first millionaire or millionairess of your lineage. Fist bump. Make them go ahead. I told you they must go ahead. And go ahead again. Oh, and the piece de resistance is the ones that tell you to calm down, blood. Wants you to drop all those emotions inside your being. So you'll be what? On eggshell, humpback, darling dear. With what? A full-on friar tuck, because you ain't got no hairline, blood. They're telling you to calm down, right? Like as though you're being what? An overdramatic minor. And your issue is minor when the issue is they, them, and Imagine that, Divine Feminine. as we call in the energies of wisdom, guidance, and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, Mother Gaia, ancestors, angels, way showers, and spiritual guides, from Geetha to Malkuth. Namaste. Energies up, divine feminine, as we dive in to these peccadillos to see what are going. Let's press on at a hot trot. Oh, good golly and gosh. Divine feminine, guess what? We're talking about masculine energy. I nearly said enemy. Freudian slip, it meant to come out, darling dear. Ingus, represented by what? The Emperor in Tarot, darling dear. Meant to be a protector and provider. Well, guess what? It was a lead balloon, radio, the chariot on its face, darling dears. Anyhow, leaning big cat, Ingus, right, speaks about protector and provider, someone who takes the time to what, see over an empire, darling dear. Doesn't need a whole team, they act on the intel. Why, they've got peasants beneath them, darling dear, and they see you as a peasant. They do, divine feminine, until you wasn't, until you turned into what, the invisible cat, and turned up in what, all sorts of infinite possibilities. I told you, this and that, divine feminine, this and that. Ingus, represented by the letter N and G and the number 13. It also speaks about what? Common sense, darling dear, the flip-flop. Yeah. You had to what? Boss up on bitches and mitches. Become your own protector and provider as you relied on the Most High. They wanted you to survive off of saliva, divine feminine. Well, guess what? You did that and you're still winning, blood. As you cry, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy, locust. Go and be pestilence in someone else's life. Someone who doesn't know who you are. Someone who sees you in the emperor's new clothes. No less. You did the what? Matthew 5:30. You cut them off with a quickness. You understood that Forrest Gump was the way to go. Fist bump. You also have radio on its face. Chariot energy, darling dears. Oh, did I tell you? The Emperor is represented by what? Mars and Aries energy, right? Radio, Cancer energy, darling dears. And Cancer is ruled by the Moon, which covers also Pisces, darling dears. Well, guess what? Whomsoever it is the letter R, and they are on their face, darling dear. Looking skullduggerous and like a ran-through tree sloth. Yeah, someone who was what? Put in their what? Their prized possession on everyone. Good God. There was a pandemic. Like I said, a locust. This and that, darling dears. This and that. On its face, big cat. On its face. Represented by the letter R, as I said, the numbers 28, 29, 30, and 31. This is a lack of progress, darling dear. This is a lack of what? Enlightenment. This is someone who is swiftly moving towards what? Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. On the original tarot of the Rider-Waite, darling dear. You see the Emperor sitting on the chair by his bloody self in a barren field, darling dear. A barren landscape, right? As their energies is perpetrated on others. And people are realizing, they're saying, what? Hold up. Wait a minute, you've got to get out. Fetch the black bags. You are no emperor to me. Maybe to someone who is what? Weak-minded, right? Someone who loves the eggshells and to be humpback as they lurk from corner to corner. Avoiding what? The word salad and the gaslighting. Not the divine feminine. I think not, Scotty. I think not. Had to put my back into it. Posh clap. Yes, baby. Radio on its face, darling dears. Yes, baby. Somebody is at crisis point. They're receiving certain injustices. And it also speaks about what? You're going to be hearing about a death, darling dear. My condolences. Possibly what? An elderly male. Or a male, darling dear. You'll be hearing about these things. What's that, Slim Dream? You're saying that I'm a trip? Listen. I'm a trip. I'm an excursion. Right? I'm a pilgrimage, and I'm not ramping, mate. This is not the ramping shop. This is where you get what? Confirmation of what's going on. Blood, bra, or sistrine. Fist bump, Slim Jim. Outrageous, I know. Outrageous. But we're going to make it rageous, yeah? We're going to leave the house because they're already gone. They had to go. They had to get Casper. Hit the road, just like Jack. Right. Dummy bats. Listen, it's got me on me Tourette's again, and there's no one to check me, boo. So guess what? We're going in. If it comes out, it's meant to come out. Eyes on everyone, blood. Eyes on everyone. Did you miss me yesterday? I was so busy. I had to get up. I had to do my workout. I had to have my morning absolution where I washed myself, right? I had to put on my fabulous makeups. Get into a fabulous outfit with a tight belt, holding my midsection in, darling dears. Then I had to report to the hospital for my post-operation checkup to make sure that everything was all good. In my lovely job list, darling dears. Everything was fine. I left there with a quickness, blood. They didn't know. They was like, what was that? Was it a shadow? No, it was the cat leaving, darling dear. It was the cat leaving. All I had to hear was this. I didn't even hear the charge because I was off, mate. I don't stay there for long, mate. You end up getting more sicker than you need to be when you stay around the hospital, darling dears. And then they want to give you big fensics that you don't want. Well, anyway, guess what? I wasn't going to be Lot's wife or Salt Bay. I left there with a quickness. Then I had many other things to do. I was so busy. But I didn't forget about you. I still uploaded. I told you, I'm your best friend, Divine Feminine. I am. And I know that you've got greatness in you. They put you on your back, but I told you your back is the best position to be. Why? Because if you can look up, you can get up. Come through, Les Brown. Posh, clap. Yes, baby. And never you forget, Divine Feminine. A fool's lips will always invite a beating, but not from you. I told you, you ain't got time to go to prison. With what? Tiana Wallace's boyfriend. What's his name? Tishon Baldwin and R. Kelly. No, you ain't got time for that. I can't believe she put up the good. Her dad even made a rap song, right? About what? He's given her all the money that she don't have to rely on no man. But he should have put a footnote on that song to say that you mustn't allow any succubi or incubi in. She put up a whole million Skrillion.com, right, to a T-Rex arm that was driving without any license, a suspended license, had drugs and alcohol in their system, right, allegedly, and possibly even a firearm, allegedly. Baby, she put up a whole domicile, darling. Just suppose he runs away. Where's she and his baby gonna live? Can't live with their dad. No one wants to live at the graveyard, not while they're alive, darling dears. That's what I heard. You're right, the Slim Jim, crack on crazy. That man would have stayed. When I saw that video, I know I'm going on, darling dears, but I'm a chatty cat. When I saw that video, I screamed. My ovaries, darling dears, started doing what? The funky chicken, blood. Yes! He saw the woman. I know the lady was jaywalking. A lot of people said, well, it was her fault. Look, we've all done it. We've all done it. Right? But she wasn't expecting that speed because I'm sure she would have done what? A double tap step if she knew that he was going to explode with so much speed. And he drove off as the police were speaking to him. What's the matter with him? And why did she put up her house that she needs her and her baby daughter to live in? I don't know what's wrong with the children, the progeny of these rich people. It's like they're crack on crazy. A lot of them are straight up stupid, blood. They've got low self-esteem. What do you mean you ran over a baby and I've got the same more or less age baby in my house? The one that we laid down with while you wasn't with your other feminines? Good God. Jezebel spirits with the Shakira hips, you know, guys. I'm not one to gossip, darling dear. I just come through with the usher. Fist bump. Listen, that big cat. Divine Feminine. Let's carry on with the read. I've got to interrupt it again, blood, because something else just flashed in my mind. There's a YouTuber called, what's his name? Murad Morelli. I used to watch his videos. You know why? It gave you the pop culture, what's going on, but in about 3 or 4 minutes, just a bite size. Because I didn't like the deluge of it, but sometimes you want to know what's going on, right? Turns out He's got an OnlyFans page where he loves to shove his feet down men's throats. What? What? Coming off a hard day off the road with what? A stanky trainer on, and some man's laying there prostrate waiting for him to stop. And his toes. Listen, I'm not one to pick on people's toes, blood. But I don't like them looking like they're what? Victims of some kind of a Holocaust. His toes look like a victim of a Holocaust, right? And they're not all lined up. The little one don't even want to associate with the other four. It's so far down the side of his foot. Listen. You can do what you want, darling dear, from you're doing it with a consenting adult. But good God, I needed something to clear off my third eye chakra. You alright? It put me off of scrolling for a whole 24 hours. Yes! I had to stay with my thoughts. Murad Morelli, go and check it out. He's apologized for it, but good God, I'm never going to forget it. Neither is his little toe that tried to get away from the other four. It went straight into the man's gullet, and the racists speak. Oh! He told them off about their nationalities. He weren't going backwards, mate. I tell you, my eyes have seen everything now. My eyes is tired, boss. They're tired. They're tired, plumb too good. Out! My finger, it's the right hand, darling. It's my right hand that's skullduggerous, right? When I'm cutting my ten, this Jamaican speak for what? Crossing my leg at the ankle as I rest my back chakra, right? As I chomp on my honeydew melons. My right hand gets a scrolling. It goes into TikTok, it goes into, scrolls on YouTube, Instagram, and I see all of these things and I'm like, good God! Stop it, right hand! And the left hand gets into, listen, I'm not talking, listen. What goes on between me and my two hands is my business. Yeah. Go and have a look at it. I couldn't believe it. And when I saw him shove his foot down those men's throats, darling dears, it left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't know people was up to that. Listen, I must be naive because I thought it was just the people creeping, darling dear. Those that like to do, what does that man like to do? What's his name? Kevin Gates. He said he likes to eat ass, right? I thought it was up to ass eating, but guess what? They've progressed from that to choking the shit out of whomsoever's prepared to pay them to push their dusty foot, their hoof, down their gullet, mate. Good God. They don't want, they're not looking for what? That pandemic we've just recently gone through, darling. They don't want that, mate. They want some kind of what? Hashy toe. Do they have a cure for ashy toe throat? Do they? Well, guess what? If Murad Morelli can pattern that shit, he'd be the king. He won't need to make any more videos. No, mate. Imagine that. You know, that's what I'm saying. Big cat, divine feminine. You can, my mother always said to me, you see people, but you don't see them heart. And good God, they're getting up to all sorts. Here am I just what? Planning on what melon to get to go with. I'm fancying a bit of a cantaloupe or something like that. And they're stuffing their whole dirty, dusty hoof down someone's throat and they paid for it. But you got to see his feet, darling dear. I know I shouldn't go on about things, but it's in my mind. And baby, I told you we're best friends. We're going through it like Thelma and Louise. If I've got to live with it, you're going to live with it too, blood. You can clearly see, right? His little toe didn't want nothing to do with it. The little toe tried to leave the foot, right? Let me tell you something. Listen, if I put what? Certain images in your mind, well, guess what? Now you know how I'm feeling, but I've got the live and direct. And I'm sure your right hand is equally as skullduggerous. You're going to scroll until you find those videos. May I tell you? What is he going to tell his dad? Now when he goes around his friend, everybody's eyes on his feet. Where have you been coming from, Murad? You've been gone a while, Murad. They're texting him, he's answering his phone with his feet. Listen! It's going too far! Stop it, Case! Stop it, Case! I need the Men in Black's memory corrector pen, blood! But until I get that, I'm going to share it with you, Divine Feminine, because we're going down it like Thelma and Louise. We're besties! Pinky's up! Anyhow, let's carry on with the read! Listen, That little toe wants to leave, blood. If it could have chopped itself off, it'd be missing. Right? He'd be at the police station, write a missing persons report on his little toe, who don't want nothing to do with it. And he got the cheek to always be around in Sanders. That's what we call it in Jamaica. You don't say Sanders, you don't say sandals, you say Sanders. He's got the cheek to always be in Sanders. And if you look at his profile, right, practically every picture is of his bottom of his feet. It's only when you connect up the puzzle pieces, darling dear. You're like, good God, who am I going to tell so they can share this wickedness in their mind? I thought I'll share it with you, Divine Feminine. Big cat wave. You're welcome. You know, I'm rolling on my balls, blood. I just had to swing around one more time with that to let you feel me. Yeah, you're right, and I got betray you. You're going to look for those videos. And you'll be what? A keyboard gangster until you get listen. You want to hear the man's throat going, yeah, and he's just shoving his hoof deeper and deeper. And you can see the little toe trying to escape. I don't want to go in there. It's dark, Daddy. It's dark. Baby, bruh, sisterine. Let me call order to myself. Kay, stop it. Stop it, Kay. But it's the Tourette's. They give me so much information. Baby. Let's carry on, eh? But am I lying, though? Am I lying? Is it a lie? No, it's the truth, Ruth. Pinky's up. I'm not lying. I had to drag... It's like my common sense tried to drag me onto another topic, but me... I had to come back and say, I'm not lying. You know, and you like to kick the door back in. I'm not lying. And somebody's dragging you away. Well, guess what, Case? Yes, baby. I was on the case, mate. I watched all of them videos. My right hand is skullduggerous. Let's get your ancestral message, darling dear, because there's a lesson for everything. We need to know what lesson's going on. Come here, I tell you, that Murad Morelli. I don't know, mate. I'm surprised when he walks on people's carpets, it doesn't leave the shape of his foot. It's burning with what? Fucking his blood. He's been up to fucking his blood. There's a lot of people up to F shit these days. Two jumped out, darling dear. Let it, look, the cards are telling me to let it go, Case. I told you, my cards don't ramp. It's got the same kind of humor, and it gives me the same restrictions, the same to shut up, Case. And you must also shut up as well, Divine Feminine, because you have to realize, if somebody keeps making a mistake in your life, after you've told them, I didn't like it, you got to let it go. It's got to be a TKO. My ancestral team wanted me to put down Murad Morelli's little toe. Okay. Not happy about it. I might bring it up later. I don't know. I said I've got the Tourette's on me today. Focus, darling dears. Focus on what you can build for yourself. This is about being future thinking, remembering that you have access to your birth natal chart. Yes, baby, North Node kind of a thing, darling dear. Look to the future, darling dears. But don't be so far in the future that you create anxiety for yourself, especially if you are not putting the work in, Divine Feminine. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. The same accomplishment they want to put little in front of. Oh, I went to show you the base. Body work, darling dear. Focus on yourself. Remember, your temple must be kept tight and right. Exercise your body and your mind will follow. Darling dears. Somebody's also getting a tattoo, possibly even a tribal tattoo. Something Celtic, maybe. I also heard Maori. But something to do with wings as well. Somebody's getting a tattoo. It also speaks about you being protected. You're protected from F shit. I know some of you may still be crying. You're still crying over a locust. Divine Feminine, please put me on pause. But before you put me on pause, I would like you to write this, get a pen and paper and write this shiznai down. When you put Case on pause, You must go straight to the nearest mirror, look deep into your eye chakra, slap yourself till blood and spit or flies blood. What do you mean? And then grab yourself up by your naked neck, right? And then wash your face like David and then come back. And anytime you're not sure, look at the list and follow those steps, right? Because I'm trying to protect your blood from the locust. It's a pestilence in your life. It wasn't a mistake. It was what? A known intention. Yes, baby. They knew what they was going to do to you. And they wasn't sorry. And they're not sorry now. Let's put this to one side so we can remember this as we go through the read. We may have to refer back to the cards. I'm still trying to get Murad's little toe out of my mind, but I'm trying, Scotty. I'm trying. Lay. And all I can hear is the man's frog going, listen, stop it, Case. Listen. Ooh, woo, child. I was about to say I'm going to cut the fan on. It's already on, mate. I told you I've gone past the perspiration to the sweating blood. Those feet had wicked plans. Hold on. Is it out? Everyone finished laughing. Listen. Listen, and they paid him for that shit. Good skrillers. That was a lot of foot. You're right, Slim Jim. All the foot except the little toe that was trying to escape. I'm just gonna sip my mocha because I ain't getting smoked, right? And no one's putting their hoof in my mouth. Are you mad, blood? Listen. They won't need to give me a reverse friar tuck, darling. If you put your foot in my mouth, I'll be coming straight through with what? My war paint. I'll be putting my stripe on those screens. And base of the deck. Whomsoever's trying to get... They didn't like what they saw, darling dears. And it also speaks about what? The bad lucks and the bad vibes, the bad credit. Everything is all over them, darling dear. No spiritual protection or guidance, darling dears. Whomsoever is seeking guidance on you, they went to the wrong one. That's what they love to do. They love to go out there. Oh, one fell right out. Maybe. Divine is telling you what? Stick to your plan and add tax. As you continue to move in silence, Divine Feminine, they are locusts and they will ruin your life. And they'll just go on to the next crop, darling dear. Right? Or the next victime. Yeah, victime. And ruin theirs. And it also speaks about what? Whomsoever was seeking that reading on you. Something was written on parchment paper about you. Well, guess what? We are fast approaching what? Venus Friday, darling dears. Today is, what day is it today? Today is Thursday, Jupiter Thursday, expansion and truth to be coming through, darling dears. Protect yourself. I tell you this all of the time, Divine Feminine. You have the right as a spiritual being, darling dears, to claim dominion over yourself, your domicile, your chariot of righteousness. Somebody's not enjoying what you're building. Some of you may actually be architects. You may actually be what? Letting go of certain possessions. Maybe you're getting what? A tiny house, or you're doing van life. But somehow you are much more freer in your life. Why? You had the foresight to build, darling dears, realizing that your loyalty was to the disloyal, darling dears. As you continue to what? Your hot trot towards your infinite possibilities. A new beginning for you, Divine Feminine. Continue to build in silence, darling dears. Build in silencio. Your works will speak for themselves. Fist bump. Base of the deck. Because them are go through it, blood. This is what the DNS blood, the dark night of the soul, on the rinse and repeat. I told you, whomsoever sought some kind of reading or some kind of spell work on you, darling dears, it's on them. And the person that they went to, they didn't even check them out. They knew nothing about them. Did they get the spell from Google Spell? Where did they get the dirt, darling dear? They went what and did a Watusi for a graveyard, darling dears, and picked up dirt to do a spell on you. Imagine that. Boomerang season. Because you're protected, darling dear. Why? You have to remember, divine feminine leaning. There are two types of souls on this Malkuth, darling dear. You've got the type of soul that was sent back because they are on the rinse and repeat. They don't learn from their mistakes, and from each lifetime they build up more karma. The second type of soul is you, my darling dear big cat, where we had healed, right, all of our past karmic debt, and you became a volunteer. You've already mastered it, darling dears. You came back because your soul wanted to help certain family members, friends, people that you saw stuck on the hamster wheel, being sent back to this Malkuth. You came in as a volunteer to help them. You're protected, darling dear. Your energies was healing. A cat like you, divine feminine, is a once in a lifetime cat. Remember I told you that. They will forever seek you. But you've got your Forrest Gump on and you're not taking them back, mate. And you'll be obstreperous and possibly even go to prison if they dare approach you. You are protected, you are guided, you are the light. A light worker, star seed, crystal, right? Indigo, earth angel, darling dears. You was a volunteer soul. Remember I told you that. And you always had the support. This is why your creativity is, darling dears, right, is paying off. Anything you turn your mind to, as you are tapping into your North Node, your life purpose. Because remember, divine feminine, you are a volunteer. You was not sent back because you hadn't completed a karmic cycle or cycles, or was on the rinse and repeat of the hamster wheel. You wasn't sent back. You wasn't a locust, darling dear, a pestilence to yourself and everything else on this Malkuth. You are a volunteer. Remember I told you that. You've already completed it. And if they refuse to learn and listen, that's their business, blood. You got to allow people to do what they've got to do, especially the ones in the DNS, darling dear, right? Right on top of the magician in tarot, darling dear. They manifested that shit. Sneaky. And that's the truth. Boundaries, darling dears. What did I say? Because you hold the ring, darling dear, the one ring that rules them all. You've already been here, done that, and came back as a volunteer. You have the power, darling dears, and that evil eye of Sauron will always be on you, especially when they missed the lesson that you was sent to help and assist them with. That's their business. Leave the locusts where they are. They're going for the DNS. Had to look over my shoulder because I told you many times, divine feminine, I am the red light, green light champion of 79. As are you. Why? Because we're besties, black, and I do the usher. Fist bump. Right, let's get some tarot on the tableau and see what else is going on. Because certain things ain't common, mate. Like you, divine feminine. You. Proverbs 31:10. Base of your deck, darling. They allow them. Allow the locust, yeah, fall back, heal. Right? Isolate yourself from certain situations. The Four of Swords in the upright. I might add, darling dears, lean in, divine feminine. Lean in. This speaks about the regeneration of you, right? This is about you having quiet days. This is about you healing through isolation. It gave you true recovery. And this also speaks about the recovery from surgery. This is also a message to me, darling dears. Pardon me, that was a spiritual belch, because I speaks the truth. Pinkies up. I'm such a chatty cat. We're at the 39, nearly the 40. Right, let's see what's going on, divine feminine. It says mix it again. Okay. Isn't it a good shufti? Have you got your core balls? Did you take your Irish moss this morning? Are you about to do your exercises? What are you doing? Somebody's not loving the options you've created in your life. What did I say? When you let them go and focus on yourself and what you can build for yourself, darling dear. This is a cheating cheatara. Would love to come back. This person is heartbreak.com, darling dear. Two of Swords. They're in the choices that they made. Going through the what? The rinse and repeat of the self-sabotaging thoughts. That's their business. This is the betrayal. Betrayal next to betrayal, darling dear. They thought they had multiple options out there in them streets. When they realize it's slim picking, you're picking through what? Village idiots, darling dear. Village idiots. Mm-hmm. Two sevens on the tableau, darling dears. It speaks about what? Light-hearted fun. They thought what they was doing was light-hearted fun. Fun until you realize it was locust blood. They come to what? Eat everything you had. What did I say? The Emperor on its face. Didn't I tell you it was a hoodwinker, right? Someone who is a not, darling, their high commander Decepticon, right? In the Emperor's new clothes. They picked and picked until they picked shit, right? This also speaks about someone sitting down and contemplating their actions, right? But this is somebody who's blaming someone else, blaming you, Divine Feminine, for the state of their life and the circumstances they find themselves in. Naughty Divine Feminine. They wanted you to stay there and take it without the what? The Vaseline blood. They didn't want none of that on it. No, no, no. They wanted you to stay and take it without the Vaseline. Yeah. The Emperor. If you've got progeny with this person, expect yourself to feel like a single parent. They're not going to help you, darling dears. Why? They want your life to be harder. But they don't even realize the progeny is the wind beneath your wings. Now it's got me on my 31 teeth again. Listen, what's this next cut? Listen, what did I say? This person got a reading on you, darling dears. Right? They're trying to get into spirituality to try and understand you, to see if they can do what? A manifestation. Turn up like Beetlejuice or Candyman. You know your life again, blood. Oh. They would love to come back. Temperance on its face, Sagittarius energy. Well, guess what? Sagittarius is the only weaponized zodiac, and it's in the reverse. No weapon formed against you is going to prosper, Divine Feminine. Outrageous. This is somebody who knows nothing about moderation or lack, right? We've not seen no Skrillas on the tableau. Them brock parkitos. Buddy, have you got a dime? Do we have time for petty? Yes? If I can find my... Come here, Jess. Who put you all the way? I tell you, these progeny, mate, they move like the silent visitors in my office. If you ever saw I had to stretch out my big toe to get it. Listen, now I'm back to Murad Morelli. Baby! Yeah. Them have no pentacale. No pentacale, none. Not a bean, me can't see no Skrillas. The T-Rex armies is not having a lovely time. This is somebody who's drinking. This is somebody in the company of what? Those that don't have no future, no visions in their life, darling dear. What did you say, Slim Jim? Is hoof season. Yes, baby. Listen, I'm trying to calm myself down, but you're not really helping me, are you? But that's what besties does, man. We poke at each other until somebody cracks. Well, guess what? Not your crack. Listen, shut up, Case. They're broke. They're in debt. And it's spiritual debt to boot. Nothing like being on the docket in Keitha. I told you, there's two different types of souls on this Malkuth, darling dear. Right? The sent back and the volunteers. Yeah. Looking at the choices they made, darling dear. They had a choice, possibly between two, between the light and the dark, good and evil. And what did they choose? The easy path, darling dears. Split the deck. Well, guess what? This person is trying to move away from what? All of their negative hedonistic behaviors. It could have been sex magic, sexually bound in a situation, darling dear, with a Shakira hips that was what? A Brock Pocketus, just like them, darling dear. It could be what? Drinking and drugging it up. Some of them are trying to make a decision whether to clean up their lives or not, darling dear. But I say that to say this, right? The Devil card is represented by Capricorn. It also speaks about what? Somebody who still feels what? Obsessively jealous. Jelly bogelly. With what you've got going on, Divine Feminine. They're jealous. Give me one more card before I get another deck to clarify what's going on. Thank you. This one did a full flip. Single and independent you. Knowing your worth and adding tax. Soon be cantering up to the Queen and straight to the Empress. Yeah. Or even the King Pen. King Queen Pen. We've already got Ingus out here. You're setting your path for what? Greatness, darling dear. Generational wealth. You're a volunteer. This is why you are breaking generational curses. This is why you couldn't stay in certain paradigms, darling dear. You had to separate yourself in order to what? Find your worth. Remember that you are a volunteer, not a sender backer. You stay right there. Let's get another deck. Base of the deck, darling dear. And they're still amongst the codependent, darling dear. Getting the energy from the village. Yeah, the villagers. Those with what? A kitten or Cuban heel, right? Squeeze them on their head and their legs pop open, mate. This and that. As I sip my mocha, because I ain't getting smoked. Why? My hairline comes first, blood. My hairline comes first. Let's get another deck. We need something clear so we can see clearly what's going on here. We're going to use the after... No. Yes, we're going to use the after tarot deck. Yeah, manifestation mode, darling dear. As above, so below. The magician also speaks about what? Some of you are quickly moving away from the betrayal. The swords, right? Because the magician is represented by air energy, sword energy, darling dears. The key word for sword is what? Knowledge. Knowledge of past heartbreaking situations, darling dears. Divine gifted you with the tools, divine feminine. Why? Because you're a volunteer. This is about you, what? Having the badass alchemist ways. This also speaks about... The magician also represents a trip. Some kind of a journey. And it also speaks about what? Speed. Something coming through with a quickness, darling dear. Possibly time speeding up from you, or the healing process, because we saw the Four of Swords at the beginning of the read. Your healing process has healed up. Why? Because you're remembering who you are. Right. The magician. Whoever it is, you don't speak to this person. You don't talk to them. What's that? If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. Come through Fantasia. Posh clap. Yeah. Hey. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Yes. You know that track. What's this? Look. Came out again, darling dear, and it fell on what? Your multiple options, darling dear. And this comes through with an 8th cup, a situation that was emotionally draining, blood. A proper drag on, darling dear, a drag on. But you had to realize that they are locusts, and they was wooing in everything. They was wooing in everything. Divine is gifting you with what? Many options, and things are coming in towards you at a quickness, darling dear. A quickness. It's also reminding you not to go back to self-sabotaging thoughts. About thoughts, let me just quickly say something. We have about what? 60,000 thoughts per day, darling dears. Yes, every day 60,000 thoughts. And 80% of those thoughts, darling dears, is what you was thinking about yesterday. Yeah, the rinse and repeat, blood. The other 20%, I should say, what? 18% is what? From your parents, the lineage that you was born into, darling dears. The keys to the jail, right? That you was in mentally, right? That's from other beings outside of yourself. Your parents, your siblings, those that you kept close, right? Yes, baby. The 2% is what? That quiet voice, the old God spark that tells you to go left when you was going to go right back into the locust. Fist bump. Base of the deck, right? We've got 2 3s. The heartbreaking. What a throuple, darling dear. The 3 also speaks about what? You being recognized as a major class person in your field. It also speaks about what? Unity as well as teamwork. Some of you are what? You're thinking about whether or not to go into partnership with someone else because you're used to being solo dolo, darling dears. But it will all come out in the wash. Pray on it. But if you do choose to go into what kind of union this is, partnership, because the 3 of Pentacles also represents what? My marriage card. Long-term partnerships could also be a new contract for you, darling dear. But something which you manifested, which is going to give you more options going forward. Yes, baby. A solid foundation. An 11-11 fade. After the heartbreak, darling dear. Progress. Chariot energy. Gosh. We've got 3 sevens on there on the tableau. What's that? Winner, winner, chicken dinner, darling dears. This is good luck, darling dear, good fortune. That leap of faith you took, darling dear, was not the fool's journey. This is 3 major arcana. You know how I love a throuple, and all of them came out in the upright. You took a leap of faith. This is about you what? Bucking tradition. This is about you moving away from paradigms where other family members, friends don't know their worth. You're leaving them to it, divine feminine. I told you they're an energy vampire, right? And all they're going to do is get your emotionals. And are they going to take your advice? No! No! They'll be back at what hockey sticks adored at 911 Freddy Krueger muttered before you can hang up the phone or go to your own domicile. Emotional vampires, darling dears. You don't want to be the same. You don't mind being different. Again, it speaks about a new beginning for you, divine feminine. Taking that leap of faith, knowing that the Most High will catch you. But you have to jump, darling dears. Jump. I don't mean literally blood. I don't want to wear my black frock and my black fashionata with the lovely veil. No. It means jump into your new life. Use your birth natal chart. It's your snapshot. Oh, somebody don't want me to say this. Try to get to my throat chakra, eh? Stop it. I'm not going to stop. Your birth natal chart is the snapshot of your Akashic records. Everything is in there. Your language of love, how you expect to be loved, darling dears. How you are amongst people, your moon, how you present yourself, how you're perceived by others. There's so many things that you can find out from your birth natal chart. It's all there. Everything. Base of the deck, darling dear. Especially what? The reasons why you must leave a situation. It's all there. Look where your Mars is, darling dears. Your Mars. As well as your Venus. Somebody's very upset. They're possibly off their emotionals, darling dears. Because whatever leap of faith you took, darling dear, whatever risk you were spontaneous with, darling dear, you're single and independent. They was expecting you to what for? And come crawling back to their what regime of fucking ease, darling dear. This is an emperor of what? The villagers, darling dears. Those with the Shakira hips. This is somebody who has low self-esteem and will pick you apart. Yes, baby, they're a full-on jankra. What's that? It's a Jamaican word for the bird that eats the dead, darling dears. A bird. Base of the deck, darling dear. This person didn't want the situation to end. They would love the rinse and repeat. They would love to come back on you again. Right? To feed off all what you've got going on. King of Wands energy. This person is a quick talker, darling dear. They're also what? They love the attention of others. This is somebody who what? Can make up any tale that they want. But notice the lizard in the hand, darling dear. The lizard represents quick movement, darling dear. But it can also be what? A chameleon. Because you're a happiness expert. They see that what? You're not allowing the past to block your blessings. Somehow you go on. Come through Celine Dion. Posh clap. Not knowing all along that you're protected. And you lead with the truth roof. Pinkies up. Boundaries, darling dears. Boundaries. This is why you're happy. Leo energy. And again, it speaks about what? A holiday, some kind of a break that you're going to be taking from these homosexuals. And I think it's going to be what? A kind of a permanent thing for air. You're taking a break, darling dear. You don't want to be around those that are what? Doing low vibing things, the drinking, the smoking, the drugging it up, whatever it is, which is opposite to what you've got going on, darling dears. They have no moderation in their behaviors, right? They will pop off, emperor in reverse. This is somebody that likes to what? Go mad, darling dear. Go buck wild, yeah. All because you what? Put sugar in their tea. But listen, don't believe the hype, darling dears. And don't feel sorry for them. Were they sorry for you when your heart was going boom diddy boom? Was they sorry for you? Major arcana on major arcana. This is somebody who's a liar, darling dear. We've got 2 kings out here at this moment in time. Sorry, we've got the king and the emperor, and both are in reverse. No, and we've got the king of wands, so it's 2 kings. Yeah, I was right, 2 kings and the emperor in reverse. This is something that was an emotionally draining situation. The king of cups is supposed to be what? Could be a father or a mother. This is somebody that wants to play house again, darling dears. They would love to fit back into your situation. They see that you're in tip-top manifestation mode. Karma? What's the matter, darling dear? Oh, all right then. I heard footsies on the stairs, right? Anyhow, look what's on the table. Two of wands. This is you what? Looking back, darling dear. Look back on what you've overcome and how much your world has expanded since you started to what? Put your back into it, darling dear. Working on your dreams, your goals, putting in that extra effort has made you stronger. You're no longer able to be tempted into what? Situations that you've outgrown. You cannot be slipped off your flip-flop. Not for a locust. And the only time you bend over is to pick up your diamonds and your tiaras, blood. Yeah. They regret it now. Listen, where's my bell? Let the body keeps cutting in this reading. What I'm going to do, I'm going to finish up on the Patreon, darling, just because it keeps cutting out. I've got to make a video, right? We're going to go in. This person's in regret. Or people, darling dears, the one that tried to hijack your common sense. Well, guess what? You are strong in your hood, darling dear. A new beginning for you. But we're gonna break this down a little bit more in the Patreon. I'll be there in about 60 minutes, darling dears. So join me, darling dears. It's lovely.